You're out in the wilderness and you kill a giant beast, but you just realize there ain't no flashlights around here. You need more light all around you. The wolves are coming in. They can hear the flesh and the blood and the guts. And you need some fire around you to protect you. And then all of a sudden you know that there's some buried treasure over there in a cave. And you and your mate have to go down there and find the treasure and bring back the lost tombs of some Egyptian guy. And you need some torches. So we're gonna make a couple torches. The first form of light for people would have been the campfire light. Then later, people would take animal fats and either fine or dish out a rock, this one's really crudely done, to make a little lamp. If you look back in Jesus' time, biblical times, they have those beautiful oil lamps with olive oil. Eventually, people started dipping candles and making beautiful lanterns and stuff. But today, we're gonna focus on torches. People that know birch bark know that it's very flammable. Why? Because it has oil in it, right? Out in the Southwest, you might find a plant called Ocotillo. This one's a little bit old, but it should still have the oil in it too, right? So yeah, anything will burn, but the oils in the plant is what's giving it fuel, right? So we're gonna make an Ocotillo torch. We're gonna make one out of animal fats. And then we got pitch, right? So tree sap. So let's see if this tree sap wants to light right here. There we go. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put a little animal fat in here, and then I'm going to make a little wick. This is a really crudely done. I quickly just pecked this out before I had a class to show people. And so we'll do that one first. This is a lamp, not a torch. Got my rock, got some natural stuff to make a wick out of, and I got some bacon grease. So to make a wick, we can just quickly, you could use that, but we're gonna make an extra thick one. We're just gonna do that reverse cordage. We'll make one out of cedar bark too. This is jute twine you buy from the store. It's a natural fiber, obviously. That's plenty big enough. We'll cut it down. See if we can stick it in that hole and light it. I don't know why I put it in my mouth. We'll take some of that bacon grease. It makes people hungry when we do this. There's our little cupcake. We'll get this thing in the bacon grease a little bit. Come on, buddy. So really this took me a few seconds to do. Pecked out the rock and did that. It should be deeper. Obviously there's a lot of problems with this little stone thing. You'd have to find animal fats, and that's a lot of fats to waste if you're trying to use it for other stuff. But it can work. Maybe I'll light this thing later tonight. There we go. Okay, so I went out and grabbed some of these oak branches and just crazy branches like that. So yeah, if I'm gonna carry this torch, I don't want to hold it over me because drippy hot stuff will melt my skin. But also maybe I just want to put a spike on these things, plug them into the ground. So while I'm waiting for those coals to burn down so I can use them, I'll get that Ocotillo, and we'll build a little Ocotillo torch right here, right now. We might tie it up too on there. One time when I was living down in Arizona, I just cruised across a bunch of this Ocotillo. But yeah, I cruised by and saw all this dead stuff, and I just grabbed a trash bag full. Yeah, that's a better example of what it looks like. It's barely spiky now, but. And I'm just gonna tie it on just as much as I can. This is gonna be a big one. This is probably way too big. The problem is this string will burn off and chunks will fall down. So that's the problem with just tying it up like this. Some of these make better torches than others. So this one will burn hot and quick and go out. And that's why I'm not worrying too much about tying it on perfect. So this is what we're after right here, this good stuff. For this torch, we're gonna use some store-bought cedar. Just kidding, it's just in a bag. So we're gonna rip a bunch of this down, shred it, shred it, shred it. We're gonna collect it in this old pan. I always wanted to have a cooking channel. Can you believe people have eaten bark before to stay alive? I mean, it's the same feeling as eating beef jerky sometimes. I'll eat anything. All right, we're just gonna shred some of this, dude. We're gonna try to pull the thin, stringy stuff. And we're not gonna worry about it too much. We're just gonna break this stuff up. You could just chop this up and put it in your blender if you got one. That's probably good enough. I'm gonna use this to get some pitch and melt that pitch, and we're just gonna coat that. We're gonna make a nice ball and we're gonna stick it on a... So we're gonna throw that pine pitch in this old pine pitch container, and we're gonna just melt this down. And since we're doing this, you know, they make gum out of this. Somebody does. We don't want this to catch fire. We just want to melt it so we can coat it in our cedar bark. It's a little bit big for a pot hanger. Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. We're just gonna make a big duff ball. We want that real fine stuff. Yeah, it's already thickening up quite a bit. I mean, if that ain't the freaking cutest thing you ever seen. That's a good boy right there. Oh yeah, this is nature. This is organic. It cools down, but this is so satisfying to me. Cedar bark and pine pitch, ain't too much to it. We can stick that in the ground or we can carry it, as long as we don't carry it too far out. Probably be better if I kept this hot. So this is how I've done it in the past. I'm not a pro at this. It's gonna drip off. In fact, a lot of it's gonna drip off. Finding the perfect stick would be good, but. Okay, and the last torch we're gonna do is just gonna be cotton dipped in animal fat. So I have some buffalo tallow, I got some bear grease, and then the last one is just that bacon grease. Careful doing that. We're just gonna rip up these cotton rags. I mean, I hope that's mostly cotton. Old t-shirts and stuff I've used. So we're just gonna rip a bunch of this cloth up into these tiny little strips, and then we're gonna soak them in the animal fat, and then we're gonna tie them up. So if you want a Thunderstone t-shirt to make yourself a torch, they're available. I could just dip it in with my hands, but I don't know, get a little warm. Yeah, just soak them up in some grease, and then we'll tie them on. Just because I said I'd eat anything. This really has become a cooking channel. Here's your spaghetti. I went and got these. Get on that tasty sketty. We'll just tie this on, no particular way, and yep, see how it does. It's definitely super greasy. I'm just making this up every time I do this thing, because it doesn't matter. Hey, there's my old banana hammock. All right, that's a nasty mess, but I think it'll work. Which one's gonna burn brightest? Which one's going to last the longest? What do you think? Ocotillo, the Arizona plant, the tinder cedar ball with pine pitch, or the animal fat and cotton. Obviously there's so much more that goes into it, the way I tied it up, how much material I had, but what do you think? Which one's gonna last the longest? Which one's going to burn brightest? I'd be the first to admit that these don't look to be well constructed. They're not really. They're quick and dirty, get to it. So, okay, which one are we gonna light first? Damn it, we're gonna light bacon grease because, dang it. I was hoping this would be a little hotter. Okay, that one started. This Ocotillo one's big, so it might surprise us. See, that one lit pretty good. Oh, no, it's not. Alrighty, now we're This is a major fire hazard, just so you know. Let's get some action on that side. You gotta be careful. Doesn't, see, that's the problem with that one. I think that'll burn the, oh, there it goes. All right, buddy. So I would not really want to be carrying that torch on my person. Don't worry, folks, we got the necessary safety stuff. Oh yeah, the bacon grease is dripping down. So our Ocotillo is still on fire, but it does not stay on the torch. Our pitch ball is just a slow burn. I am worried that it'll burn and fall off at some point. And our bacon grease, a lot of it has fallen off, but we're doing good. Whoa, there it goes. Just fell off on us. If you wrap this a lot better, this would be a lot better torch. Yeah? I mean, it's going good, but most of it fell off. It's all about the prep work, man. Now I'm real greasy. It did good till I grabbed it. Ocotillo, the torch itself, is totally falling apart, but it's still burning on the ground. Now that's a torch. This is giving me plenty of light. The biggest disadvantage is if this thing just falls off. There it goes. So, it's all about the stick, because this pitch ball is doing awesome. We are gonna light our candle that we did earlier today. It's a little windy for this candle. Looks like a little potato with butter on it. The cedar pitch ball, doing awesome. We still got some, I mean, that's majority of our cotton lamp there. And it's still doing it, it's still working up here. And then looks like our Ocotillo is about done. This guy's just gonna live here. We're moving this guy lower, block the wind. That's the remnants of bacon grease cotton. So he's almost dead. Maybe I can, dang it. So does this count for the longest lasting torch? That I don't know, because it didn't really work. I'm not gonna wait for this to go all the way out, because I wanna clean up and make sure that I don't leave any fire out here on my land. But that's it. I hope you had a good time. Hope you make a primitive torch and go down a tunnel and maybe kill a beast or something. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. And if you have any torch advice, send it my way.